I have an aunt that has a garage back in the north.
Okay.
So they are always busy with working on steel work and all that. So I was like, I would love to actually create something of my own. Like, let me go find out.
Yeah. 99 FM, your inspiration station. We always seek to highlight a SME, an entrepreneur who's doing great in their own field. And I have one such a person here. Thoroughly delighted to have Malima William, who is a skilled Boilermaker, here to share his insights about his profession, the passion that he has for it, and just some inspiration to share. And I have to confess on air, please judge me because I'm a terrible person. Tell me why. Malima walks in and I'm just like, sorry, sir, like, because I didn't expect a Boilermaker to look like he looks. And if you're wondering how does he look, we are recording this interview for you, so you know it's going to be on our social. So you can judge me now. But once you see the video, you'll understand why I didn't expect a Boilermaker to look like him. Hi, Malima. How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah. Do you get that all the time, though?
Yeah, I get that all.
Really?
Like a lot of times.
Yeah. Like we don't
that.
believe you. Like, are you the IT guy? Are you here? Do you know what I mean? Like, they just don't believe that you're Boilermakering.
I get that a lot. Like.
Yeah.
Almost every day. when actually somebody finds me in my work stations like that, they will be like, oh wow, okay. So
first,
this is you.
This is you. How did you even get into being or wanting to be a Boilermaker before you explain to us what it actually is?
Growing up, actually, when I finished high school, I have an aunt that has a garage back in the north.
Okay.
So they are always busy with working on steel work and all that. So I was like, I would love to actually create something of my own. Like, let me go find out.
Yeah.
How I can go about it.
So for those that are not familiar, what is Boilermaking?
Boilermaking, let me put it this way. We are more into steel work.
Okay.
Yeah, so we read drawings, engineering drawings, we assemble them, we put everything together, and then we do now, we actually run the ongoing maintenance on them as well. So it's mostly just into steel work, creating stuff with steel.
With steel, so
yes.
Any kind of steel, like so you're talking
any
pipes.
Pipe works, sheets, we do tanks, everything.
See,
whatever.
now you're getting technical again. Because I don't know what a sheet is and I don't know what a tank is. So that a sheet would be something that you use for...
Sheet, let me put it this way. A sheet, it can be it's more like a paper. Then you fold it into a certain shape that you want.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, wow. And you said you got into it when?
Actually started with it like school-wise. That was 2014 at NEMT. And then 2018, that's when I completed. So ever since, you know how the industry has been. It has been a bit tough. So you do freelancing here and there.
Yeah.
You get a job here, but Corona actually messed it up, you know.
Did it? Even in the field? Like,
yeah, it did.
Was,
oh, wow. Actually, it did.
So what kind of job can I get into, or who can employ me if I am a Boilermaker?
As a Boilermaker, we actually run in different type of industries. There is mine works.
Mining, right.
And then there is just a workshop also where you just do the simple works, and then we do construction work where we put up the steel structures and all that before the builders continue with everything. So it has really different fields. It just depends on what you actually are into.
Did you always want to go off on your own, straight from school? Says, you know what, I think I can make it as an entrepreneur. I am in this.
It's actually it shapes your experience actually in a way, because you get to work with certain people, work on different projects. So it actually just puts you in a direction where certain companies will want to work with you because you have all the experience. Let me put it that way, yeah.
And I know, like, for you, in your opinion, why is Boilermaking such an important skill, especially in today's industry, and just how does it really contribute to the overall economy of the country?
I mean, when we look at Boilermaking itself, let me go in the line of construction work now.
Okay.
Majority of the houses, it's either woodwork that goes together with the builders or steel work. And when you look at the strength of it, it's not cheaper, but at least it's the strength of it. You can have a building that will run for years.
Yeah.
Meaning you won't have to spend much on maintenance. Having to reconstruct again. So it actually helps our economic works.
Very much so. We're still talking to Malima Williams, who is a skilled Boilermaker. For now, we have Khalid saying, know your worth. Find someone who love you like you 99 FM, it's Khalid saying Know Your Worth. We are on MYD Startup. We're shedding a light on Boilermaking with Boilermaker, Malima William. And I was telling you guys earlier on that I had a huge misconception of how and what a Boilermaker should look like. And I just want to touch on that a little bit. Malima, what are some of the misconceptions that you also encounter as a Boilermaker?
The fact that we work with our hands, we are more of the dirty guys.
I see. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, they cannot take it seriously.
So whenever you actually show up at a place, and they are like, let me say for construction work or something, a project that you have to show up at a site to make do measurements and do quotations and all that. When you show up, they'll feel like you are the guy that is just coming to do the paperwork, and the guys that are coming to work are not there yet. So when they come back the next day to now find you doing your job, they'll be like, oh, so it's you. Now when you're in your workstation and all that, like your attires and all that, like all and stuff.
Yeah.
So that is actually most of the stuff. Like they just look at clean. Nah,
that's not the person.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, it's so sad. But yeah, I apologize again.
No, it's okay. I can say I'm used to it, man.
Like I said, for me, I want it not even about cleanliness or dirtiness, just someone older. To see someone who's young, and we were talking about this off air, that you really do love what you do.
Exactly.
And I would have never really thought someone who's so young and just so passionate about what they do, being in the field of Boilermaking. Tell me some of the challenges that you do face in your job.
Yeah, like you said, you're expecting an older person, like in a way. That is actually one of the few stuff again. You know, when you're working on let me say you're working as a freelancer, like on a certain project, you can agree on a certain pricing and all that.
Yeah.
But then when it comes to seeing you, like as young as you are, they can try to go about it, like go around it and just try to cut you down and all that.
Yeah, just because they think that you're a young chap.
Yeah,
you don't know.
We are really young. Exactly.
Yeah.
But on the brighter side, as much as you can do something, as much as they can try to look down on you in a way because you are young and all that, there will always be somebody walking past what you are working on.
True.
And they'll always want to work with you after that. So it's actually just an ongoing thing.
Is there an exciting project that you've worked on recently that you just want, or not even recently, just in your career span, that just made you go, wow, that was amazing, I loved doing that?
I have a lot of work because right now where I'm working, we started doing actually cool drink works and all that, like because it was just juice and all that and those kind of stuff. So now when I did the whole setup, and every day I get in the factory, like I look at it like, okay, this stainless steel, I've never been taught stainless steel at school.
I see.
So this is my experience, like from my own field.
Yeah.
So this is me. This is all me. I did all that.
Yeah.
I go in the shop, I see the cool drink like on the
finished product.
Yeah. I'm like,
I did
me.
that.
Yeah, I did that.
That's
exactly.
my hard work. I love that. You're always learning, even in your field, and you're growing.
Yeah.
So I really, really appreciate that. There are individuals that are listening in right now, considering or just did not know that Boilermaking could be a career worth following. But listening to you, it definitely is. What advice would you actually give them?
For somebody who actually wants to do Boilermaking, I feel like they should invest more in welding, because if we look at the economy now, no company will wanna actually have a welder, a Boilermaker, and a draftsman. They would rather have one person that can do all the work. Yes.
Okay. Now, for some people, again, I'm in school, I'm not really sure what a welder is. Could you just break it down a little bit? What would a welder then be?
Okay. Let me say, I have the design. I cut everything, I put it together.
I see.
The welder comes and now seal everything together, like everything.
I see.
Exactly.
Okay, so what your advice would be, just be a welder first.
Just be a welder. Like, you can do Boilermaking, but on the side, try to actually just do, because we have, I think welders are now getting way paid more. Like, if you do coded welding, it's actually paid more in here as well. So at least do coded welding on the side while you're doing Boilermaker as well. At the end of the day, it's actually going to pay off, like really pay off.
Malima, thank you so much for coming. Before I let you go, is there anything else that you would like to add? Just, an inspirational story, or just to say, hey guys, Boilermaking, we're serious here. We do serious things.
Yeah, no, it's actually a pleasure being here. Like, I'm really thankful to be here and having to talk about my line of work, which not a lot of people actually knew about. Not a lot of people knew about. So it's just in a matter of just invest in what you really love
Yeah.
to do. Invest in it. Whether it's time, money, invest in it. At the end of the day, it's going to pay off. It doesn't matter how long it's going to take, but some way, somehow, it's going to pay off.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Thank you, Malima.
And it's a pleasure being here.
So that was Malima William, a skilled Boilermaker.
Expert advice on 99 FM Starter, proudly brought to you by Namibia Asset Management. Namibia Asset Management, our expertise, your advantage.